Python, everything is an object, and variables are what we give as names for those objects. For example, we may have a variable called number, and this may stand for the value of 2, which means that we've assigned the value of 2 to a variable called number. So every time we use the number variable, we are using the value of 2. For example, when we say print number as 2, this, when you run, is going to give us 4, which means it's getting the value of 2 and then adding 2. So let's try also to create a string. So I'm going to create a string. We'll talk about this in a moment. So I'm going to say name is going to be equal to Sally Jonathan. If I print my name is, then I print my name. So I'm going to say print name. I'm going to save this, and when I do that, if I run, this is going to print my name is Sally Jonathan. So the value of the string is stored in the value name, and this is what we call a variable. So variables help us to store values and store the objects. In this case, what we call an object is a string. To check if our string is an object, we can run. Let me first comment this. I'm going to comment this and instead run print type, so I can check with type. Then I put in the variable, so I can say type name. So when I run this, I'm going to run this, going to the play button and then run code. So we see that our name belongs to the class of string. So we realize that every variable represents a value of an object, and this object can either be a number or a string as or another data type, as you're going to be able to see. Let me walk you through how we name variables. So in Python, there are many ways we can name variables, of which we can include using the snake case. So we can use the snake case. A snake case is when we use variables to name very many words. For example, we can say name of channel, and then we say Sally Jonathan. This is a multi-name variable that is being a variable that has very many words and is separated by underscores. This is what we call camel case. Now you can also use camel case, and camel case is when we start with small letters and then we name other words in capital letters. For example, we can say name of channel is equal to, and then we can say Sally Jonathan. We can also use what we call a Pascal case, where we use capital letters for every new word. So we can say this is going to be the Pascal case. Then we can say name of channel is going to be equal to Sally Jonathan. So we see that these are some valid ways of naming variables. However, we can also use numbers in variables. If we say number, say number 2 is going to be equal to 2, this can work. If we also say number underscore 2 is equal to 2, this can also work. We can also say number 2, this can also work. Then we assign it a variable. However, this cannot work when we say, for example, say don't do this. So if I say number, I can begin a number, then I say 2, number is equal to 2. If we print 2 number, this is going to give us an error. Let's try to check this out. If I save this and run, code, you see that we have invalid syntax. So this is one invalid variable name. So I'm going to comment this. And another way is by starting with our characters. For example, saying hash, that makes it a comment. Let's say um, percentage, let's say name is going to be equal to Jonathan. So if we print this, say print percentage name, this is also going to give us a syntax error.